everyone, it's Nicole and we're here for a Let's Get Hip Friday, and today I'm using the August Hip kit. This is the second layout that I'm doing with this kit, and it came with these awesome paints from Dilutions, a yellow one and a pink one, and then there's some exclusive templates from Kim Watson, which is a designer for the Hip Kit Club. And I want to use the templates. I wanted to use those paints. They're awesome. And so I drew a circle because I wanted to sort of keep my first thought, I guess, was to keep everything into that circle. And then when I started going, I was like, that's going to be really busy if I do that. So I'm just going to keep it to the bottom left to the top right. Now, I have to say, if I were to do this again, and I think I've said this so many times that you think I would know it by now, but no, I keep forgetting, is to keep everything more closer to the middle. I tend to spread out, and I want to sort of challenge myself to keep things a little bit more snug to the photo. So this one's going to be kind of spread out, and this was actually the Crafty Maven Getaway had a weekend scrapbooking thing going back in September. I think it was September 18th and 19th. September, yeah, 18th and 19th. And I was doing sort of an hour of challenge. My challenge was to use inks or paints, inks and paints, stencils, and stamps. And so this was my first try. This is not the layout that I ended up sort of posting for the challenge. Ended up doing a second one using the same colors and everything. So the first one was posted a few weeks ago, but they were done the same night. And this one I just thought I'll just post it on a regular Hip Kit day, and then not that I hate it, it's just that, like I said, I just wish that I would have kept it a little bit more contained. So I use the yellow Dilutions, I think it's called Lemon Squeeze, and the pink one, I can't remember what it's called. And I use the templates that are part of the August kit. And with the triangles, I use the yellow, and then with the circle one, I use the pink. And then so that the yellow one would stand out a little bit more, I used a stencil, I put it back on, and then I used a Pinkman ink pen, and I just outlined all the circles. Now I found there wasn't enough color, so I'm adding now some paint to some packaging, adding water, because paint is a little bit more, I guess that for that I'm going to do some splatters. Like I said, I did this page 3 weeks ago, because today is September 7th, and so I don't really remember what I did. So I guess with the paint, maybe I found it was too thick to do the smooshing. So what I did was I added some water to it, and I just added some flickers of yellow paint, and I'm just using my roll of paper towel and kind of soaking it up. This was a fast, sort of a fast layout. It took me 44 minutes to complete or something like that. So it was fairly quick. And that's probably why I didn't mind doing a second layout to see which one I would like better, because obviously I do everything at the last minute. And this was Friday night, and I was up on Saturday. Plus, on Saturday, we had to drive to my second daughter's new home in Fredericton. And so anyway, everything was kind of rushed. But I managed to get it up on time, and I was sweet and switched my time. So I managed to get it done in time. But of course, everything last minute. This was Friday night. I'm doing this. I guess I did use the paint to smoosh it. I just had to think about it a little bit more. So for the pink, I did use the Avery L. It's called Raspberry, because I found the paint was just a little too, it's a bright pink. Let me put it that way. It's like a neon pink. So I just wanted to have a little bit more of a muted pink. And I liked the look of because I added some yellow speckles and some pink speckles, and it just really kind of fills up that area. And then I took a stamp set that was from, was that included in the Hip Kit Club? I've so I worked so little with my August Hip Kit at this point. I don't remember what's included in that kit. I have to do a couple more layouts before I put it away, but I can't remember if that roller date or that roller stamp was part of the Hip Kit Club or it's something that I grabbed from my stash. But I just stamped with some Memento ink all over the place, vertical, horizontal, just sort of willy-nilly everywhere. Then I took, there was a washi tape from Dear Lizzie, and I just cut it in half because it's really wide. It's about ½ inch, well, maybe even more than that. It's probably 2 inches wide, and I cut it down to about 1 inch each, and then I just kind of did little places where I would start my embellishment clusters. Now I'm on the hunt for a picture because at this point I had no idea what picture I was going to use. And so I'm going through and just looking for different pictures, and I decided on this one, and it is a picture of a store at the outlet. That outlet was in, was that in, it was one of the outlet places that we went to, either in the White Mountains or near Boston. Both of them had the Rue 21 store, and it is my second daughter's favorite store. I did end up buying her a couple of shirts in there t-shirts because she absolutely loves their style. And actually my son, we ended up getting him a bunch of stuff from here. He loved it too. So I just wanted to write that in. I think that's what she was the most saddest. Is that even, can you even say that? She was sad about not coming on the trip, was that she wasn't going to be able to come to the store. And so I just want to journal about that. And then when I was talking to the girl inside the store, she did say that they're planning on coming to Canada. So that's great news because it's a great store. Awesome clothes for, the young adults. I did buy a few things for myself there, but it's really sort of younger crowd clothes, but it's awesome clothes. So I mounted my photo on a piece of, I think it was a 6x6 pattern paper. I just cut down my photo a little bit so that I could put it on a 6x6 pattern paper. Actually, I think that's a piece of pattern paper that came in the kit. And then so did the other one. The other one is from Simple Stories. That is a 6x6 pattern paper. What I do is I usually bring a 6x6 pattern paper in with my kit so that I can get the most out of my kit. And if you've been watching me for a while, you know that up to October 1st, when I grabbed a kit, I was only subscribed to one kit because what I did was I used it until it was absolutely gone, and most of the time I got between 15 and 20 layouts done with a kit. Now in October, I decided to revamp my YouTube schedule, and I'm just going to do about 4 to 6 layouts with my hip kits now. So I'm going to just get the main kit and maybe the embellishment kit. We'll see, maybe just the main kit. As now I'm just going to do a few layouts, and I don't want the rest of the stuff to be just, thrown into my stash and not used. But 3 times a week I'm going to be using stuff from my stash now and try to work through the, humongous stash that I have and try to work through that. Now that I've mounted my photos, now it's the fun part of playing with the embellishments. I took out a couple of flares that came in the kit. There's some chipboard stickers that were from Dear Lizzie, and it just said today is perfect. I'm going to end up using these gold thickers, and if you know me, I'm not Gold is not my favorite thing. I'm using it way more than I used to. Still not my favorite, but I don't mind as much to use it. I did use a few acetates that came in one of the kits, one of the add-ons, or maybe the main kit. And then I had some enamel dots that were left over from the last month's kit. They actually got stuck somewhere, and I didn't even have them for the Kill a Kit video because I didn't know they were left, because I would have used them for sure. So I ended up using the pink enamel dots on this, and all I have left now is the blue enamel dots, and I'll use them, I'm sure, on another layout. And then I use 3 little asterisks from the puffy stickers, the gold puffy stickers, and I'm adding more splatters with the pink paint and the pink inks, and also some Heidi Swap color shine in the black velvet. I just wanted to add a little bit of black in the splatters because one of my flares, the one that says now, has some black around it, so I wanted to add some more black. And also I ended up outlining the template, the triangle template, and I wanted to bring in some more black. Now I took out my daubers and I inked 2 edges in pink and the top 2 edges in yellow, just for something different. And that's going to complete this layout. So if you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind letting YouTube know and giving me a thumbs up. And that's it. The page is done. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.